What's up, guys? Just want to go over the fights from last night. Had Fabricio Verdum versus Walt Harris instead of Derek Lewis after Derek Lewis pulled out with an injury. And then we had Demetrius Johnson, Ray Borg, Tony Ferguson, and Kevin Lee. I thought Fabricio Verdum looked really good, although I did pick him, as I said in my predictions, but I didn't pick him. I picked him over Derek Lewis, and Derek Lewis had a full camp, whereas Walt Harris just stepped in as a last-minute replacement to take home a paycheck. Like I said, I think Fabricio Verdum looked really good, but it was definitely against an easier opponent. When you're fighting a fighter who's just coming in to get a paycheck, taking him down and slapping an armbar on him, it's impressive. But if he had done the same thing to Derek Lewis, then I would have said, you know what, give this guy a freaking title shot or a #1 contender spot. But seeing as it was a late replacement, it was basically a lose-lose situation for Fabricio Verdum, so he had to perform, and he did. Next fight we had was Demetrius Johnson versus Ray Borg. I said before in a prediction video and in multiple videos that I was not a fan of Demetrius Johnson just because of how he was handling the whole TJ Dillashaw situation. What he did last night really impressed me. He suplexed the guy into an armbar. I also mentioned to my friend, a future YouTuber, an up-and-coming YouTuber, the Jinja Ninja. We watched it together. I mentioned that I am starting to have this respect for Demetrius Johnson because it's more than obvious that he takes his fights seriously. And Anderson Silva on multiple occasions has not taken his fights seriously. You could honestly be seeing Anderson Silva right now possibly with a UFC title right now, or you would have seen him with the UFC title again. Had he taken that Michael Bisping fight seriously, he possibly would have gotten a shot against Rockhold. Had he taken the fight against Daniel Cormier seriously, he would not have taken that L on his record. And sure, he took home a lot of money, but money isn't everything in this sport, and there are a couple things I don't like to see. Fighters who lose just to make money, and fighters who don't take their sports or their fight seriously. So, like I said, I'm having this newfound respect for Demetrius Johnson, and I do believe now that he deserves to have broken Anderson Silva's title defense record in that fashion. And the fact that he suplexed Ray Borg into an armbar. Ray Borg's never been finished before, and it really does seem like the only way to have finished that guy would have been to do something completely outrageous, completely surprising, to catch him off guard. And he completely did that. He caught me off guard. He caught the viewers off guard. I didn't expect that he was going to do that. And who really did? So big respect to Demetrius Johnson. I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he got this victory. And I hope to see him fight again. I'm actually now interested in watching Demetrius Johnson fights, and whereas before I wasn't. So lastly, we have Kevin Ferguson versus Kevin Lee. Tony Ferguson did what I expected him to do. He was winning in the stand-up, picked him apart. I knew he had more tricks in the stand-up. He was landing elbows. He was landing many jabs, multiple jabs from distance. I knew he was going to control that stand-up, because when he was doing it to Rafael Dos Anjos, I was already thinking in my head, I have no idea or any imagination that Kevin Lee is going to pose any major threat in the stand-up, which Kevin Lee did have his moments. I know he did land a couple head kicks, and he landed some punches of his own, but he never really landed anything significant to me, or for lack of a better word, or I guess we could say fight changing, something that would have altered the fight. And Tony Ferguson definitely had better moments in the stand-up. And then on the ground, he did very good on the ground as well, submitting Kevin Lee. I didn't think he was going to get him with the triangle. I thought he was going to get him with something like a Bravo choke or a Darce choke. But nonetheless, he ended the fight with a submission. So, yeah, there you have it. I don't count the Fabricio Verdum fight because I had picked him over Derek Lewis, not over Walt Harris. So I went for 2-2 on my picks. The pick with Demetrius Johnson was not a hard pick to make. I mean, he was a 10-1 favorite, and he has been unbeatable for forever now. And Tony Ferguson, I got that pick right, but it did look dangerous when Kevin Lee got top position, because in many fights when Kevin Lee gets a fighter's back, or he's even in that mount position, then he does finish fights. I think it's a good thing that Tony Ferguson did not give his back to Kevin Lee, because that would have very possibly been a fight ender. But anyways, those are my thoughts, reactions to the fight card. Who do you want to see everyone fight next? Please comment, please like, and please subscribe. Thank you.